Welcome to Las Vegas as Josh Arieh is chasing another bracelet and potentially another World Series of Poker Player of the Year title, as he is the reigning and defending champion. This is Event 19, the 25K PLO High Roller, and we are doing a 1-hour free preview of the action as Arieh headlines this final table. We're down to the final 5 as Fabian Brandes is in the lead. This player from Austria has a commanding chip lead in the tournament, and we'll get into much more of this final table in just a few seconds. My name is Remko Rinkema, as always, joined by Donnie Peters on these 1-hour free previews. We are inside the Bally's Ballroom for another epic final table. Ali Najad and Clayton Fletcher on the call on the PokerGO.com live stream. They will take it home tonight as we do only a 1-hour preview of this final table to get you warmed up for the action. If you want to dive into the action, use promo code GETWSOP30 to save $30 on the annual subscription, bringing it down to just $5.83 per month if you use the promo code on the annual subscription. Here's a look at the chip counts. Fabian Brandes from Austria, 13.1 million, followed by Josh Arieh with 8.9 million. Tong Li, 6.3 million. Sam Stein, 5.8 million. And Scott Ball is the short stack with 5.3 million. Here we are inside the Bally's Ballroom playing for a whopping $1.4 million. 40 places were paid in this event. Here are the payouts presented by StormX. 900K for second, 644 for third. Lots of money on the line, Donnie. Pot Limit Omaha is the name of the game, and all eyes will be on Josh Arieh.
That is right, all eyes on Josh Arieh going for bracelet number 5. Also going for back-to-back WSOP Player of the Year titles. He won it last year, if everyone can remember. I think everyone will remember because Josh mentions it, I think, 3 times a day, at least. He had trophies made. He had second place, third place trophies made. He sent those Dana Negreanu, sent them out to Phil Hellmuth. Just wants to rub it in a lot. Josh Arieh already had a third place finish in a 25K event at this World Series. That was a 25K no limit hold'em.
You are too.
Somehow he can do it all right now. Sam Stein, by the way, one of the players here at the final table. Donnie, we can easily classify him as a PLO specialist.
That is for sure. I think he pretty much only plays PLO these days. Don't see too much of him. He does have a World Series of Poker gold bracelet, and it is in Pot Limit Omaha.
Stein's having
he won a 1K PLO event a few years ago.
That was the post. That was the
Scott Ball in C2 there. 2 WSOP
Well, Josh,
gold
it feels
bracelets.
like you've picked up right where you left off last year. What accounts for the hot start this year in 2022?
Shit, I don't know. I mean, again, my head's in a really good place. I have other motivating factors other than money. I don't know. I'm just happy, and I'm enjoying my time at the tables again. I feel like I'm making good decisions. I'm fully present, and it just makes working easy.
Perhaps one of those motivating factors looking for back-to-back Player of the Year honors. You're also looking for your 5th career bracelet. Any one of those mean more than the other to you?
No, what? It's like a big, all of it combined.
Yeah.
I really want to be able to tell my kids that I got nominated for the Hall of Fame.
Wow.
That would be huge, and in order to get nominated for the Hall of Fame, I feel like I need to get a 5th bracelet, and I need to be in the Player of the Year race again.
Best of luck today. Appreciate the time. Ali.
Thanks, Jeff. My name is Remko, by the way, Jeff, in case you didn't know. But Ali Najad and Clayton Fletcher on the call on PokerGO.com as we have some action here.
How about that suit?
Yeah, beautiful suit, Jeff Platt. Big shout out. I didn't know Express sold those colors.
Might have been custom made. I mean, he's big time now.
That 4th place can afford you a lot of better suits as Brandes, I don't even know how to say it, takes a commanding lead in this hand here with top pair with the queen kicker and, of course, a flush draw to go along with it, while Arieh is looking at a gut shot straight draw and, of course, the outs of hitting one of his 2 sets.
Is this a Mario outfit?
It is. I think it is a Mario outfit.
1.6. 4, 5.
Nice watch by Josh Arieh, by the way. I guess Player of the Year honors do afford you some nice luxuries.
Looks like a Hublot, huh?
Hublot or AP. Put on this, takes down this pot. Donnie, Pot Limit Omaha as a tournament game as we look at the Zenny Eyewear event summary, 264 entries, 5 remaining. 6.2 million prize pool. Just an incredible field size. As we look at this PLO tournament, Donnie, what do you think has changed over the last 10 years that Pot Limit Omaha has become so popular?
I think part of it is that players have grown a little bit tired of No Limit Hold'em, and instead of transitioning to a game like, I don't know, 7-card stud, for example, one of the other mixed games where they're played in limit formats, a little less exciting or can be less exciting, they transition to another big bet game, and that is Pot Limit Omaha. You can get a little bit looser, play a lot of different variations. It's new, but it's also fun and exciting. I think that's part of it. And obviously, I mean, players in general tend to go to where the money is. So as PLO continues to gain in popularity, continues to gain steam, more and more players are like, you know what? I'm going to dive into the PLO streets and get involved, try and win some of that money. And then also, it's probably one of the easier transitions, at least in terms of like foundational gameplay from Hold'em. Like it's kind of similar. Yes, you get 4 cards, you know, but same sort of thing. 3 on the flop, 1 on the turn, 1 on the river, betting on all the streets, of course. So similar in that nature, probably easier for people to pick up as opposed to like if somebody was like, hey, I'm going to go play Badoogie. Well, that's like a whole different world.
Yeah, absolutely. And for people who are just tuning in, this is a 1-hour preview of the action. This is the 25K PLO final table, headlined by Josh Arieh, of course. We cannot ignore the fact that Phil Ivey is at a 7-card stud final table that is happening just a few feet away, just a few feet away from this final table. But you know, logistically, to show whole cards and up cards in a 7-card stud event, that is not something that is done very easily. Events are scheduled well ahead of time, and we are going to keep an eye on Phil Ivey and see how he's doing. He came into today with only 4 big bets, so for all you guys complaining, he could have been long gone by now, and we would have been watching this final table anyway. So take it easy with the complaining here. We're doing the best that we can. For people that are not familiar with 7-card stud, you get a lot of up cards.
4 of them.
4 of them. Yeah.
I love stud.
We need to basically switch out tables entirely to show those, as the RFID readers, of course, need to be adjusted for the 7-card stud cards.
Arieh here versus Stein. Look at the equities.
Yeah.
50-50.
Split down the middle here. Seeing
Arieh has a pair of 4s, a couple draws.
Stein has a pair of 8s.
1.8.
1.8 million is the bet.
For people who are just catching up to all the World Series of Poker action, we did, I believe, a 7-hour live stream last night. 7.5-hour live stream of the 3K No Limit Hold'em event. And whenever PokerGo.com is not streaming, we are looking for events to stream on our YouTube coverage. And hopefully we'll catch Ivey on there someday. That'd be great, wouldn't it? Here's a look at Arieh's WSOP career. 1999 wins a bracelet in his first ever tournament cash, the 3K Limit Hold'em. 04, 3rd place at the main event. We all remember that. David Williamson, Greg Raymer in the mix there as well. 05, 2nd bracelet in the 2K PLO. Then 2021, 11 cashes, 2 bracelets, and POI. This year, 2 cashes, 2 final tables. He is off to a hot start. Donnie, some huge gaps there between his 1st and 2nd bracelet and his 2nd and his 3rd one. And now all of a sudden he seems to be,
I guess someone asked if he could have
at the top of the game.
2 or whatever, and he said,
Yeah,
sure,
playing
here we go,
super
and there's
well.
2 left, and they took both.
Confidence is also
was like, what?
very, very high.
So yesterday he called him out. He was like, last time you did this, you took all of them. Don't do that again.
And he left the empty box, you know. I was looking at my gums and like, how is it empty? I think it was even more than 2, you know. I felt like I had like 4 or 5 left. Yeah. But
We saw Scott Ball there fold 2 kings in his hand under the gun. Limp here from Sam Stein from the small blind. Raise from Brandes in the big blind and a call. King 9-3. Ball at a flop top set. Not much happening for either player.
8.
Check from Stein, 800,000 coming in from Brandes. Quick fold from Stein.
I really wonder what the story is here behind the Mario outfit. High stakes PLO specialist Fabian Brandes from Germany, lives in Vienna. That seems to be the case for most German pros. And it's his first WSOP final table, and he looks as though he's barely legal to play, Donnie.
He does look very young.
About like if Ivey gets the chip lead over there, they're gonna come over here and say, "Sorry guys, y'all gotta go. We got you a deck of cards over there. Just pass the deal."
It's not how it's going to work, Josh.
I wish we could make these switches out so quickly, because we would all love to watch Phil Ivey play, but it's a little bit more complicated than that. I guess that's how it goes sometimes.
What's up with these chip stacks, Josh?
Yeah, this rail
kind of all over the
just
place.
on top of it, like the heat's coming from everywhere.
I felt like burnt.
He's got a little Mario guy right there.
Billy Wright says, I have PokerGo, but I'm listening to you guys instead. Thank you, Billy. I appreciate it. Donnie and I have we've been honing our craft over these last few weeks, doing more and more hours of commentary, and we've been having a blast with everyone in the chat. By the way, Josh Arieh, head of Pocket Fives. Everyone has been selling action on Pocket Fives lately, Donnie.
Yeah, I used to work there.
And we even did some action selling for our 25K fantasy team, but
we
will not bring that up again until we have at least one bracelet to show for.
Damn, we're kicking it up.
By the way, if you are in the chat on YouTube,
you're ready to go.
Oh. Action.
Give us some love. Smash that like button. When we hit 250 likes on the YouTube video today, we will give away a free Phil Hellmuth Positivity t-shirt. There we go. When we hit, this is going to be ambitious. When we hit 1,000 likes,
let's go.
I'll give away a free year of PokerGo. 1,000 likes, a free year of PokerGo action, the annual subscription. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. As always, we like to put some motivations out there during our live streams, to give away some fun stuff and to keep you guys engaged. Meanwhile, Sam Stein in the hand here against Li. Ace, King, Queen on the flop. Top set here for Sam Stein.
Andrew L says, just have 2 setups. Well, we do have 2 setups. We have multiple setups. But you still need to switch them in and out. It's just how it works. There's a lot of wiring that goes into one of these things. I mean, they seriously spend like 4 to 5 hours wiring one table. It's ridiculous.
I love everyone in the chat, and if you ever make it out to Vegas, I will happily show you how complicated all this stuff is. But don't think that
and if you
sitting
want,
at home,
we'll make you an intern.
Don't sit at home smashing your keyboard thinking you can solve all the world's problems right now, because hey, we also love ourselves some Phil Ivey. So pipe down, smash like, subscribe to the video. We'll give away some merch. We'll give away an annual sub. Try to keep everyone happy here. Meanwhile, Sam Stein is very happy because his top set turned into the top full house.
Full house over full house.
Li has a full house with King 6. This might get costly. Or, Donnie, do you think that on this kind of board you could still sort of damage control here with a full house?
I think your damage control is just calling.
Bet is 700,000.
700K is the bet from Stein, about 2/3 pot.
I mean, it's a tough spot for Li in that.
Oh, wow, here we go, 2 million.
In that he's up against Sam Stein, and Stein is certainly somebody who's extremely well versed in PLO, that he can be making moves, as they say, bluffing, opening things up. It just happens that Stein happens to have the goods here. The only thing of concern to Stein is, of course, pocket kings.
10 seconds.
All in.
Player announces All in.
Tough spot for Li. I think this has to be a fold.
I mean, Li put himself in this spot. He must have been, or he might have been better off being a bit more careful, considering that Stein did have this in his arsenal.
Well, I think so. I don't think it's horrible to check raise here if you're going to fold. I mean, I know that's also can be exploited, but trying to get that extra value, not the worst. But also just calling is fine too. PLO is probably my worst game. Just going to put that out there right now. Time extension, disc being slid forward there by Li. Gets an extra 30 seconds to think about things.
Nice hand.
Stein
Li gives it up.
Stein rakes in a massive pot here.
I mean, listen, solid fold.
Stein now jumping a whole lot closer to Josh Arieh for second place. Sam Stein has been around for a long time, won a bracelet in 2011, and without even looking it up, I'm just going to say that it's probably a PLO bracelet.
1K PLO.
1K PLO, there you go.
I believe he's come in like second or third in like the 10K PLO, stuff like that. Every time there's a big PLO tournament, Sam Stein seems to be out there in the mix. Don't see him too much other than that. But I mean, this PLO tournament, the 25K, I mean, every single year you see the same sort of thing. You get just the PLO crushers just come out of the woodwork to play it.
It's almost like these guys are more dedicated to their one game than the mixed game players are to whatever they are playing. I feel like if you're a PLO specialist, you just play PLO cash and then these select PLO high rollers.
Well, there's not, I don't feel like there's like, you know, a 7-card stud specialist. Like if you're a mixed game player, you try and get well versed in all the games. So like, you know, 5 to 6 games, something like that. I mean, there are of course some select specialists in the varying games, but because those games don't run as much outside of the World Series of Poker, you know, they're a little bit harder to find, so it's a little bit harder to be a specialist in those specific things.
Wow.
Here we go.
Big move here. Li is all in. Arieh has 2 pair from the looks of it, and Li has a whole bunch of draws here, Donnie, along with
really
top
good
pair.
Spot.
Oh, good hand.
Look at this at the top of the screen. It barely fits here. 22 outs, Donnie.
Josh Arieh is in one of those interesting PLO spots where he currently has the best of it in terms of the actual hand holding, but his equity is much less than his opponent's, and as you heard from Josh there, he very much knows what he's up against in terms of outs, pretty much the whole deck.
Look at these outs, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot even name them before the dealer puts the
these?
turnout. That is incredible. Shout out to the graphics machine for calculating this.
Yeah, Josh knows, 30%. There you go. You're 32%, Josh.
That is hilarious. Li in a great spot here to double up, but he still needs to hit.
Put a deuce out there so I can get rid of an ace.
A 9 would be nice for Arieh.
Deuce. Oh,
Ace
no.
on the
That's
turn.
now a deuce.
Immediately 2 pair here for Li. 7 outs now for Arieh. 9-3 or deuce, or he will double up Li here with 6.6 million in the middle. This is a big pot. Queen of the river, and Li doubles up. Big hit here for Josh Arieh.
How much is it?
Li ends up finishing with a straight there with his Jack-8. Scores the full double up.
If you're just tuning in, 250 likes on the video, and we're giving away a free Phil Hellmuth Positivity t-shirt. If we hit 1,000 likes, we're going to do a free annual PokerGO subscription giveaway. We're sort of in the middle of sort of mixed game week, I feel like, on PokerGO. We're showing some PLO, we're showing some, I believe, a triple draw and single draw. We have a whole bunch of
we just had the Omaha high-low.
Yep.
Good hand.
Tong Li enjoys playing golf. 3rd time at the WSOP. Managing director from Shanghai, China. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that he's a recreational player and doing very well at it. you guys have any questions for us in the chat, please let us know. Keeping an eye on the WSOP.com live reporting as Phil Ivey is still in the final 5, sitting on a short stack. Of course, everyone hoping that Phil's going to do big things. And I promise you that the jib camera here inside the room will pan over to the stud final table whenever there's big action happening. But keep in mind, we are on a 1-hour delay, so that will not be in sync with what you're seeing in the live updates. Jeff Platt's on the floor. He might also occasionally provide some updates of the 10K stud. So hopefully we can bring you an all-encompassing sort of coverage here of today while we have this PLO final table. By the way, let's not understate how big this PLO final table is, Donnie. 1.4 million up top. I believe the biggest high roller PLO event ever.
Yeah, each player guaranteed around 340,000 in that range. Just absolutely massive.
Just imagine if we had scheduled the stud instead and Ivey wasn't there. Such a massive PLO event, you cannot miss it. And thanks to everyone tuning in. We're about to hit 250 likes. Keep in mind, 1,000 likes will do us, or will give us the annual sub giveaway, and Donnie and myself will try to do more bonus coverage in the days and weeks to come. Craig says Helmut's going to win the main. I would love to watch that, because that would bring us literally 50 hours of insane tournament coverage. Scott says, Remko, what's your opinion on the overall WSOP at Bally's in Paris thus far? I think it's phenomenal. The chips are beautiful. The vibe in the room is great. I think once we are all settled down into the main Bally's room on day 4 or 5 of the main event, it's going to be a really special feeling with all the banners hanging in here. And I think the Paris room is probably one of the most enjoyable places to play in. Temperature is spot on. It is well lit. There's more space between the tables than we used to have in the pavilion in the Amazon room. It doesn't feel as cramped. I think Sean Deep was the one who said, I haven't smashed into any chairs yet, and he was joking about his own size a little bit there, but if Sean Deep can get out of his chair comfortably, then so can we. So yes, I've been loving it here. I really think they made a great move going here, and the food and drink options are infinitely better, because within a 10-minute walk radius, you can find every kind of cuisine. On dinner break, you can basically go wherever you want if you plan it right. Raise here from Stein with 7-7-4-4. 2-pair Badugi. Brands calls with the Queen Jack 9-6 with 1 suit, and then Scott Ball comes along with 10-10-3-3. Look at these equities, all running very close, going to the flop. Brands pair of 9s with the flush draw, now taking the lead despite the fact that Ball has the better pair. We hit 250 likes, so after this hand we'll do the first draw for the merch giveaway. The Helmut Positivity t-shirt. If you want to win, just pay attention.
Hello.
There's another 9 for Brands. Looks very intense. Ball has the type of hand, Donnie, where you just want to get to showdown, right?
Yeah, just
hoping.
You just want to check down, and hopefully everyone just missed everything and you're going to win. I mean, unless you want to turn your hand into a bluff, but I don't know. It doesn't seem like he has too much blocker value in his hand. So it's just one of those hands where you just kind of hope for the best, hope to not put any more chips in the pot.
Wow, there's a 4 for Stein, making a full house on the river. Brands looking down at his own chips, might be making a bet here, given how the... Oh, wow, there it is, 1.5 million.
Call.
Stein quickly calls and shows him a full house.
Flush. Was it a flush?
This is why Pot Limit Omaha is such a dangerous game. Even a nonsense card like the 4 of diamonds can just totally wreck you. All right, beautiful. Those soothing guitars. And you can even play this game, PokerGO Hold'em poolside. Free to play online poker available on your favorite device. Go to PokerGoHold'em.com or check out your app App Store or the Google Play Store. Or, of course, scan the QR code on the screen right now and play some free-to-play social poker. Time for the giveaway. The format is very simple for the giveaway. If you've been around for some of our streams, you know how this works. You basically answer the question in the chat, and everyone who answers the question, there's no right answer, will be entered into the random raffle for the giveaway. If you win, you send a DM to us on Twitter, and within the next day or so, we will respond, get your contact information, and send you the t-shirt. Simple as that. The question right now is, what is your favorite pot limit Omaha hand? What is your favorite pot limit Omaha hands? It can be aces double suited. It can be a nice sort of king, queen, jack 10. What's your favorite pot limit Omaha hand? Let us know in the chat, and we will pick one random winner. What's yours, Donnie?
I kind of like the jack 10 9-8 rundown.
Yep.
Like that's just great. I mean, aces are aces.
And you always
Personally,
dead when you insta-call.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
I always
was
feel like I
hoping for
play
the tank
aces
call,
horrible
man.
in this game. So just give me, you know,
I get it.
a nice little rundown.
It's hard for me
9,
to
8,
have
7,
you
6,
beat,
something
but
like
when
that.
I do that.
Give me
Yeah,
the 5, 6, 7, 8 double suited.
Because I checked it twice.
5.
Let's hear it, guys and girls. Favorite PLO hand? Let us know in the chat right now. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel while you're at it. If we hit 1,000 likes, we're giving away a free PokerGO annual subscription. And if you just want to subscribe and bring the cost of that down to only $5.83, use promo code GETWSOP30 to save $30 on your annual subscription. Brands raises here with a 10, 9, 8, 8. Scott Ball. Aces with a suit comes in for the pot re-raise. Brands quickly calls here, Donnie.
Very pretty hand, 10, 9, 8, 8. Doing pretty well equity-wise against a lot of hands.
Pot.
Imagine this is
All right, here we go. Brands bets pot. Scott Ball calls with the aces. It's a coin flip, Donnie.
It is. Brands slightly ahead equity-wise, but only very, very, very slightly.
15 outs here for Brands to send Scott Ball to the rail.
Good luck.
Jack 6, 8, 9,
Monster.
and the 10 of spades.
It's close. Yeah, very close.
Very close as
What was I
Arieh.
saying that
I wish there was a
anyone
heart.
could ever ask to see.
I'm glad
A
there's
backdoor flush for nothing. Yeah.
I just saw 2 red cards. I'm like, I hope this is not gonna be diamonds.
Red cards, blue cards.
Yeah, I'm
4 of spades on the turn.
We need to fade a lot of stuff.
That's how I play PLO also. We just have to fade a lot of stuff.
5 aces.
15 outs.
He has a pair and a straight draw. I gotta fade a lot.
Have you played with Brandon before?
Let's see the river card.
That's my. We grew up together. We grew up together. I've known him since we were 13.
There it is. 9 on the river. Brands hits 2 pair.
Pleasure.
And Scott Ball is eliminated in 5th place.
Thank you. Yeah, for sure.
A round of applause for Scott Ball.
Good
Impressive
find.
showing once again. Takes home $342,000 for his 5th place finish. And this shows once again, Donnie, the volatility of the game of Pot Limit Omaha.
Yes, very volatile. Scott knows it. You see the expression on his face there. He said it to his rail, had to fade a lot of stuff. That's just how this game is.
Ooh, guitars. That's when I always wake up. Brand's looking at 18.4 million chips right now if he stares down at all those betting discs in front of him. Sam Stein, 9.3 million. Tong Li, 6.1. And Josh Arieh now the short stack with 5.6 million.
Yeah.
Time for the raffle. Time for the giveaway. Thanks, everyone, for letting me know what your favorite PLO hand is. Get him in now at the buzzer as I'm about to do the draw.
50.
And the winner of the T-shirt, Phil Hellmuth Positivity T-shirt, is Eric Holt. Eric Holt says 10-10 Queen Jack. Beautiful hand, Eric. 10-10 Queen Jack. Eric, send a DM to PokerGO on Twitter with a screenshot of you logged into your YouTube account, as well as your shirt size and your address, and we'll send you a Phil Hellmuth Positivity T-shirt as soon as possible. Thank you so much. And keep in mind, everyone, 1,000 likes today on the video, and we will give away a free annual subscription to PokerGO, valued at $99.
We had an open to 450K from Lee on the button. Sam Stein coming in with the ace, ace, jack, deuce.
Oh, he's got 2 greens out there.
Suited with the ace, jack. 3 bets. Lee makes the call. Interesting call from Lee.
Rainbow hand.
Yeah, he's got really just a 3-card hand. No suits as well.
Also a painful flop for Stein, but that doesn't prevent him from betting pot.
I think a lot of it is just the stack size that Lee's playing. Stein is just pretty much in full-on attack mode here. As always, these players at the table have a lot of experience playing with each other over the course of the last couple days, especially late last night. That there might be things that Stein knows that we don't know, and is allowing him to get aggressive here in a spot where on a board that looks rather scary in PLO just for some naked aces. Does have a backdoor flush draw though. Remko, you and I know how those backdoor flush draws love to come in.
Yes. I'm a huge fan of the backdoor flush draw. Lee giving it some serious thought here, Donnie. Is this just posturing, or is he really considering something?
I think he might be just considering stuff. I mean, he considered quite a bit last time with the full house, ultimately folded.
I mean, in this spot, all he has is a pair of 6s and some overcards. Tosses it into the muck, burns a time bank, and Sam Stein chips up even more to go across the 10 million chip mark.
I don't like burning the time bank there. I just think that,
well, Scott couldn't fade the world there, but overall, how pleased are you with your 5th place finish?
Super happy. I mean, when you start a tournament, if you would have told me I was going to get 5th place, I would have snapped, played, and been happy. And I don't play a lot of PLO, and it was just so much fun playing a different variant, different game for a while.
2 bracelets for you last series. What has motivated you to chase tournament success?
Honestly, like just learning and constantly improving myself. There's like I love learning and just striving to just be better every day, and it makes it a lot of fun.
So we'll see you in the big high rollers soon.
Absolutely.
Appreciate the time. Thanks, Scott. Ali.
Still, my name is Remko, Jeff. Come on, stick with the program here. For those that are confused here, Ali Najad and Clayton Fletcher on the call on PokerGO.com on the main channel. They will cover this event until there's a winner. Donnie and I are here to bring you some 1-hour free preview coverage to get you excited for, as Joe Ingram calls it, the great game of Pot Limit Omaha. If you're new to PokerGO, use promo code GETWSOP30 to save $30 on the annual sub, bringing it down to just $5.83 per month. And, you know, with all the inflation, that's basically like a slice of pizza.
Tell me about it. So what I was saying before Jeff Platt rudely cut me off was that I don't like the use of the time bank extensions. I mean, when he had the full house, Lee, you know, a little bit more warranted to think there. But on that last one, when he's tanking with just a pair of 6s, I mean, there's likely going to be many more important spots at this final table that he's going to want to use as many time banks as possible. So burning one in that situation just seems like, you know, something that was not needed.
There's also no need to really think too hard about balancing, as Sam Stein will probably find out from his friends in about an hour what he was up against. For people who are in the chat right now, if you have any questions for Donnie or myself, please let us know. Ivey status down to the final 4. He has, I believe, about 4 big blinds.
Tong.
4 big bets, I should say. They're playing 7-card stud, of course.
You a good golfer? You golf?
Yes, golf.
What's your handicap?
Very short.
9, 10.
Yeah, nice. I'm the same.
I play Shuoshan, you know.
Who?
Shuoshan Golf Club is HSBC every year.
Okay.
They got the hardest, top 10 hardest par 4
Oh, wow.
in PGA. It's
Holy
very,
shit.
very hard.
Yeah. Do you
So you
live?
play a lot?
I used to. I don't play much. Not as much as I used to.
I see.
Where do you live?
Shanghai.
Okay.
Brandes bets 300K, Stein bets 300K, and Brandes raises it up to 900K. Stein looking down at
Did you bring your clubs to
top
Vegas?
pair and a
No.
flush draw.
Too hot.
Too hot.
Yeah.
Exactly. Too
Yeah.
hot.
Better top pair for Brandes here.
You got sunburn. Easy.
Yeah. Chris, will you find us cocktails?
Ace of clubs in the turn after Stein makes the call. Stein was ahead equity-wise on the flop here with his flush draw, but now that the ace on the turn hits, he is no longer in front. The jack is also dead now for Stein, as that would give Brandes a Broadway straight. TM says Stein must have a lot of Bitcoin. I mean, Sam Stein has been crushing poker probably since 2004. Was one of the young kids coming up with Noah Boken, David Williams, that whole crew of guys that was playing the big buy-in events and cash games in the post-Moneymaker years. Brock Parker. Sam Stein also a very successful online player for many years. Meanwhile, we went check to the river, and Brandes gets the check mark here.
2 million.
2 million is the bet, and that makes things very complicated for Sam Stein. If you are just tuning in, please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. When we hit 1,000 likes on today's video, we're going to give away a free annual subscription. It's going to be a steep road to climb, but I believe in you all. Brandes takes this one down and extends his chip lead as he is now up to over 20 million chips. Sam Stein on just shy of 10 million, and then Arieh and Li a fair bit behind the two leaders. Here we go. Here we go. Are you guys happy now? There he is, Phil Ivey on the right side of your screen in the 10K stud. Event 22, Phil Ivey going deep as the reporter is trying to do his very best to stand in the way of the camera here. Yuval Bronstein right next to Phil Ivey. Phil, of course, going for his 11th World Series of Poker bracelet. I believe he hasn't won one since 2014, Donnie.
Yes, this is his 32nd World Series of Poker final table. You mentioned that he has 10 bracelets. Every time he makes the WSOP final table, he wins it more than 32% of the time.
Wow. Well, he's going to need a lot of help. He is by far and away the short stack in this 10K stud event right now. Adam Friedman in the lead. Adam Friedman, of course, back-to-back-to-back winner of the 10K Dealer's Choice.
West Coast, no giveaway at 500. It's 1,000. 1,000 likes. Right?
Annual sub at 1,000.
You didn't say 500, right?
No.
Don't be coming in here with fake news. 1,000 likes, people. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel while you're at it. My guy Remko here drops new clips every single day. We drop new vlogs every Saturday.
Yep. Lots of action going on. And if you want even more poker content, search for the PokerGO podcast on your favorite podcasting app. About 5 shows per week during the World Series of Poker.
David F. says Dylan Wiseman is the best PLO player in the world. Yes, and that's exactly why we drafted him in 25K fantasy. And then he got COVID.
Oh, my God.
All in.
Brandes bets 600K. Arieh comes in with a raise and gets shoved on immediately. Arieh in the lead here as far as the numbers go, but Brandes, Arieh has a set here versus Brandes with one of the 6s, but more importantly, he has
and a flush draw.
A flush draw and 2 pair.
I can't get over the Mario getup. We need the story.
I know.
Somebody send out Jeff Platt.
The 6, of course, not going to help Brandes, so he's looking for a king or a heart to send Arieh to the rail. 11 outs twice. Arieh is looking to fade some cards here to keep his hopes alive for his 5th
like
World
9
Series of
or so,
Poker
9 or
bracelet.
so?
Dim the lights, Platt.
I was up to like a little over 10, but I lost that one hand. But we definitely want to see it. All right, we want to get Josh out of there. Yeah,
Sam Stein wants to get Josh out of there.
Has him all in with the hearts. He needs a heart or a king. Oh, Josh is short, yeah. But I mean, if he
3 on the turn, doesn't change a thing. Still a heart or an ace, or sorry, heart or a king for Brandes to take Arieh to the rail.
Are some chop outs with a 4.
Wow, sharp, Donnie.
You know, PLO's my game.
Ace on the river.
Wrong color, wrong red.
Wrong red for Brandes as Josh Arieh doubles up. And we got ourselves a game, ladies and gentlemen. Josh Arieh now second in chips.
We know Sam Stein didn't want to see that.
No, he did not.
He was openly rooting for Josh Arieh to get out of there, as he said.
Little fist bump there from Josh Arieh.
4875.
Deservingly so, because we're playing for $1.4 million today on this PLO stream.
There you go.
Sean. Sean. Can we get cocktails?
Josh Arieh there yelling at tournament supervisor Sean for some cocktails as Mario.
What do you think he's going to order?
I mean, given that he might have about 6 hours left to play, I'd be surprised if he gets a drink, but I would heavily support it. Here's look at the payouts.
Everybody was rooting for me.
465,000.
I
wasn't.
Yeah, you were rooting for yourself.
Yeah, of
but
course.
they were rooting for me.
No, they
not
weren't,
too
Josh.
sure about it.
Payouts presented by Storm X. 465K guaranteed for the final 4 players.
I had a very good feeling, actually.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
Pilot says, I love this Omaha poker from Malaysia.
How's it feel now?
Thank you so much
Not
for tuning
bad.
in from Malaysia.
It's early. It's early. You still have plenty of chips.
Can't win them all, you know?
No, you cannot.
Speaking of Malaysia, let me know where you're watching from, ladies and gentlemen. Let us know in the chat. We always love shouting out the most international crowd in all of poker. Lee with the raise, Arieh with the call.
2 players.
Let us know where you're watching from. We'd love to hear it. King, Jack, 9, 3 spades. Lee flops a flush. Arieh with top 2 pair. Let's see how Lee's going to play this one. Little does Arieh know he's in a lot of trouble.
Raise. 1.3 million.
1.3 million is the raise. Donnie, is there even value in this for Arieh to call, given that he has top 2 pair, or are the straights and flushes on this board just too daunting?
Well, he does have a queen blocker against the straights.
And 1 spade?
The 1 spade is, I mean, it's a little bit because it's 1 spade.
Call.
Having top 2 pair here, and we see Arieh making the call, makes me think that Josh rules out Lee having sets more frequently, which would then lean me to think that Josh can call there, as he did, trying to hit a full house if he thinks his opponent does have a flush. This feels like it's going to go check, shove.
Lee making sure that those are indeed 2 spades.
I mean, if you're in Lee's spot as well, I mean, he's on the shorter side, so he might just get his money in, but you don't have the best flush,
That's true.
And there are many flushes out there that do beat you, so.
All in.
All in is the move.
All in with a sigh.
I think I'm calling, but I'm not positive, and I don't
Wow.
have much.
Arieh not happy.
One of the best things about Josh Arieh is how he wears his
just
heart
doesn't
on
make
his
sense.
sleeve all the time.
It just doesn't make sense.
Well, Josh, I can see the cards,
Easy
and it makes
come,
sense
easy
to
go,
me.
right?
Arieh just doubled up and is about to give back all those hand over, I should say, all those chips
I can
to
still be
Li.
lucky, Sam. It doesn't make sense.
Makes the call, gets shown a flush.
Oh, he does have it. Good hand.
2 pair for Arieh. Only 4 outs, a king or a jack for him to send Li to the rail. Otherwise, Arieh is going to take a massive hit, just one hand, after doubling up himself.
Good hand.
I'm quite surprised to see Josh call there.
And
But
quickly, too.
Yeah, as he said while he was thinking there, it didn't make sense to him.
River card, 6 of hearts. Li doubles up as one of his supporters on the rail gave a little single clap there. Li now up to 8.7 million as Arieh is now the short stack. And the stacks are beginning to even out a little bit more. Time to shout out some of the people watching. And if you want to subscribe to PokerGO, use promo code GETWSOP30 to save $30 on the annual subscription, bringing the total down to just $5.83 per month. I mean, steal of the century. This deal is only valid through the World Series of Poker, so don't miss out if you love the game of poker. We have some exciting shows coming up after the WSOP as well. High Stakes Duel will be back. We're going to be filming more high stakes poker action. It's going to be phenomenal. Let's have a look here at some of the people watching. We've got Australia in the house multiple times, Connecticut, Guyana, Atlanta, Poland, England, Scottsdale, Anchorage, Alaska. Would love to visit Alaska one day. Boca Raton. We have Portugal in the house, Texas, Houston, Texas, Manchester, UK, Vancouver, AC, Powder Springs, Chicago, Michigan, Iran, Vegas in the house, always good to know. Canada, New York, South Australia, Finland, PLO country, that's true. Where are the Finns? Come on. Netherlands in the house, Ontario, Thunder Bay, Ontario, again, Ontario, Ottawa, Ontario. Wow, I feel like all the Canadians are here with us today. Fall River, Massachusetts. Under Green Thunder says, how come the prize pool is smaller than the 500 buy-in, but the first prize is bigger? Donnie, explain that to the audience.
Well, there was 20,080 players in the $500 buy-in to start with. You know, so all that money adds up, of course. Total entries times buy-in amount just equals a bigger number. And then just with the way that the prize pool breaks down.
You have to pay a lot fewer people in this 25K event, meaning you have a lot more money left at the top to give away to the winner.
Yeah, but the percentages are, you know, about the same. I mean, you know, give or take some points here or there.
What else?
And then also in the 20,000 entry tournament, I mean, they paid out how many spots?
Like
6,000? I mean, I have no idea. I mean, a ton of spots. Here you had what? The top 40,
Oh, now the
I
jack
think,
comes
paid
on
out.
the
So
river.
yeah.
We have almost suburban Atlanta in the house. Steve Hammond, thanks for watching. Brazil, we have, let's see, I think that's about it.
9.
Rio de Janeiro, Lethbridge, Alberta. Seattle, Washington in the house. Fort Myers, Florida. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We have about 10 minutes left here on this free preview stream.
And then I just doubled the short stack up, so I'm back to like 6.5 or 7.
By the way,
I started at 9, and then I'm all over the place. Yeah.
By the way, if we hit 1,000 likes in the next 10 minutes, I'll give away a free annual subscription to PokerGO. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We appreciate it. PokerGO coverage with Ali Najad and Clayton Fletcher. Meanwhile, Phil Ivey is trying to win his 11th bracelet on the 10K 7-card stud final table, and we will continue to provide updates of that final table on this stream as we sort of close down the YouTube stream and go over to PokerGO. Keep an eye on that stream as well to see more of Phil Ivey, as he's still in the final 4, still the short stack, but he's hanging in there, and of course he's Phil Ivey.
Ivey, Ivey, Ivey.
Jeff Cohen is asking about the
After
payouts.
this tournament, they're going to use my fluctuations as for ICM courses on how to commit ICM suicide.
I don't know
Arieh.
shit about ICM, so I'll
but
be doing it as well.
I'm an expert. I'm an expert.
Wow.
What I was
You
going to
just hold all the
say
chips, you don't have to
is that the
really
final
worry as much,
remaining
you know?
players
It's easy then, yeah?
are
Easier.
guaranteed $465,000. Third is $644.
Until you
Second
don't
is
have all the chips
$907.
anymore. And
And
it's not so
first
easy
is
anymore.
$1.4 million.
You haven't had that problem for a little while. It's been a little
True.
while since you didn't have that many. Maybe at the start of even at the start of the day yesterday, like you didn't start with a ton, but you went like immediately. I don't think you really came down that much after that.
I lost some when I was playing here.
Oh, you went down a little and then back up.
Andrew showing us some love in the YouTube chat. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for tuning in and showing us the love. The promo code is GetWSOP30 for the annual PokerGo subscription, breaking it down to about $5.83 per month, which is basically a cup of coffee or a slice of pizza nowadays. Or you can get 3 months of PokerGo for the price of a hot dog here at the World Series of Poker.
I mean, it's just silly not to subscribe to PokerGo if you're a poker diehard. I mean, seriously.
4-3-7 on this flop. Stein or Lee in the lead with his. What is this, a wrap, Donnie, around the wheel here?
Yeah, a bit of one.
I'm so bad at Omaha. Adam Spencer says, I love Badugi because it's really stupid. I mean, I love Badugi too. It's one of my favorite games. I'm a huge fan of the draw games.
The stupider the games, the better.
Yes.
Less than a gallon of gas, says Scott. That is right, Scott, my man. Welcome back.
What's you guys' favorite game to play? Let us know in the chat. What's your favorite game? Are you guys just, regular old no-limit hold'em players, or do we have some funky boys and girls in the chat with us? Very curious.
What's yours?
My favorite game is probably Deuce to 7 triple draw.
That one's for sure risen in popularity for me.
Like Badugi and triple draw are probably my two favorite games.
Yeah.
Time
I
bank.
can see it.
I played some, I mean, you've already in the game. No limit single draw Badugi. Phenomenal game. If you guys are doing home games, try that out. No limit single draw Badugi. Meanwhile, Brands on 15.8 million, and then Lee, Arieh, and Stein virtually tied in chips, separated by only 2 big blinds. So, as Arieh mentioned, ICM, Brands can really apply the pressure as all 3 of his opponents really have to take into consideration how much risk they are willing to take. Oh, cocktails.
We still haven't seen a cocktail waitress in an hour.
I mean, it's true.
It's true.
He's not lying.
It's been almost an hour.
Really, yeah.
Mike Sisto said, how do I subscribe and get the discount?
Well, you go to PokerGo.com, you hit subscribe, then you fill out all the information, you fill in the promo code, GetWSOP30, and then you validate the promo code, and then it should give you the discount. And then bang, you're in.
That's right.
I'd advise doing it on your laptop or computer. It's usually a bit easier to see all the options versus your phone or app, but that's the way to do it. Oh, we got lots of games in here now, by the way, in the
Good
chat.
call, guys.
Deuce to 7, we got PLO, Omaha High-Low. What else we got here? PLO 8 or better. Lots of PLO fans today in the chat. Love to see it. Go Fish, Jeffrey Harris. Great game. 8 game is the best, says Caleb Fuller. Spades. Cocktails main game, says Robert Kane. Indeed. Bring these gentlemen some refreshments. If you're just tuning in, please smash like and subscribe to the channel. We have tons of live streams during the World Series of Poker. Some are free previews of the PokerGo main action, and some are bonus coverage, which Donnie and I provide when we have a PokerGo off day of the main stream, and then we just try to find a cool stream to show you guys from the Bally's Ballroom. Pot raise, meanwhile, from Arieh after Brands bets 800K.
You know when you said good call. That
Two
flop
folds
was
and
all you.
Arieh picks up this pot.
对，
I said good
有一
call.
个
5 card stud,
I
Raz.
know. I'm saying
Oh.
that type of flop.
Yeah.
没有，那个我想套进来的。
29 players have 5 or more World Series of Poker bracelets. Josh Arieh looks to become number 30 today. Arieh's first WSOP cash was a win. He won the 3K limit back in 1999. You might remember him the most from his third place finish in the 2004 main event. Arieh tells us he was a different person back then and maybe has calmed down just a little bit from that real fiery personality. Hasn't calmed down in his chase for POI or for a bracelet. In fact, this morning he tweeted asking if any 1K flip and goes were running. If he won one of those, he'd have to multi-table the 25K PLO high roller and the 1K flip and go. I don't think he played, but just the thought is pretty legendary. Ali?
Thanks, Jeff. My name is still Remko. You guys are still watching the 1 hour free preview on YouTube.
In the words of Kevin Garnett to the late Craig Sager, Jeff, burn that suit. Burn the whole damn
You don't
thing.
like it?
I like it. I like it. But that's what Kevin Garnett said to Craig Sager on an interview.
Craig Sager always wearing the best suits, by the way.
I like it. It's popping, man.
I need a flowery suit this year at some point.
Does he need someone to drink?
Yeah.
I mean, I have a flowery sweater. By the way, I'm gonna order
need a pineapple suit.
I'm gonna order that pineapple T-shirt. By the way, shout out to those that recognize. Jeff Platt's getting some love here. Jeff Platt in the chat. Killer suit or what some of the people
I'll
are
take
saying.
one of those waters right now. Oh, yeah.
Another Fiji.
Bring me 2 more Fijis, and there's 10 for you. Thank you, buddy.
$10 tip for 3 Fijis, Donnie. It's a pretty good deal.
I mean, that's less than it would cost to buy 3 Fijis.
Yeah, probably $8 a pop for the Fijis at any casino in Vegas.
I'm good,
Stein,
thank you.
Stein with the raise, Donnie. One of these beautiful hands. Ace, King, Jack 10 double suited.
Gotta love it.
By the way, we're only a few minutes away from the end of this 1 hour free preview. Make sure to head on over to PokerGO.com to continue watching, and we'll also give you a little bit of sort of jib feed, camera, crane,
like
robo move
A little less,
over
somewhere
to
between
the
7 and 8, I think.
10K stud final table with Phil Ivey. Can't promise
I have about
how
like
much
7
of it you'll
or
get,
9.
but you get some of it for sure because everybody wants to see how Phil Ivey is doing. PokerGO breaks down to $5.85, 83 cents per month when you get the annual sub. Great value. 6-3 deuce on this flop here as Arieh somehow turned the Queen 7-7-6 into a hand with more equity than the Ace King Jack 10.
Never have anything here, but that's the worst flop ever.
Sam Stein says you never have anything there, but that's the worst flop ever, and he is right on both accounts. Arieh only had top pair.
Thanks.
Wow, I'm vibing to this. Here's a look at Paris, and here's a look at the PokerGO shop. Shop.pokergo.com for your best poker apparel and more. Shirts, hoodies, hats, and memorabilia. Shop right now on shop.pokergo.com. Helmets Mania, PGT, hoodies, sweatshirts, high stakes poker stuff, and of course those Phil Hellmuth Positivity t-shirts along with the Queen 4 t-shirts. Some great new stuff in the shop as always. And I just want to emphasize, if you have a home game, check out our poker felts on shop.pokergo.com. We have some game-used felts from High Stakes Poker, from the World Series of Poker, Poker Masters. You can really class up your home poker table, or if you don't own one yet, buy yourself the cheapest poker table and have it refelted, because that would look really sick. We are not at 1,000 likes, Scott. I hate to disappoint. West Coast says, 3K watching, get on the like button, you nits. Exactly what West Coast said. Could not have said it better myself.
Out there.
Army of nits indeed. We perhaps have 2 more hands for you guys before we shut this thing down and kick it over to Ali Najad and Clayton Fletcher on the main channel. I do want to send a big thank you to everyone who joined us here for the free preview. 7-5-4 deuce for Arieh here. Grabs the blinds and antes. Arieh, by the way, chipping up very nicely now, up to 11 million. He's definitely the most active player at this final table. Earlier, you could have said, "Wow, Josh, why are you, playing for stacks here with this king jack hand versus a flush?" But you can tell, Donnie, he just easily makes up for it by playing a lot of pots.
Yeah, I'm actually a bit surprised that Brandes hasn't opened it up a bit more. I mean, now it's going to be a little bit more difficult that Arieh has chipped up, but when the other 3 stacks are equal and he had a fairly sizable chip lead, to stay aggressive there.
Thank you, buddy.
And
Here,
push a
hold on.
little bit against those players. Leverage that ICM, as they say.
Just keep that.
Put them in
Don't be
some tough
Don't be a
spots.
stranger. You're working hard. I appreciate you.
All right, final hand here of our free preview. Keep in mind that tomorrow there's it's sunny with a chance of bonus coverage, as Donnie and I will be keeping our eyes out for any big final tables that we could be streaming on our YouTube channel. So smash subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that notification bell if you want to be alerted for when Donnie and I go live again. Keep in mind, this final table continues on PokerGO.com, and also on Tuesday, we got more PokerGO streaming on Wednesday as well, on Thursday as well. We got 3 straight days of streaming on PokerGO after that. So this hand is over, and with that, we want to thank you. My name is Remko Rinkema. Donnie Peters alongside me. Enjoy Ali Najad and Clayton Fletcher on the main channel. We'll be back with more soon, but for now, have a good night.